And we're going to do big, big waves out there. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thanks, Hill. Happy Tuesday. So in case you guys don't know, this has been a really wild little adventure. So we're getting our wheels under us. We're figuring things out, but excited to be here with all of you today. And I am going to put a little disclaimer out there that if it's your birthday, we really want to know and we want to celebrate you. So I checked it out, but I did not see that it was any of your birthdays. So hopefully if it is, you can let us know in the chat because we want to, it's my brother's birthday, but he's not on here. So we want to celebrate you guys and give you a little bit of love. But it looks like we do have Coach here, but he might be on the phone. I can't tell from his face what's going on. So we're going to go keep moving. So the word for today comes from our very own John Frick. And the word today is reliable. And when I think about this word, kind of what does that mean? Consistently good in performance, able to be trusted, be able to produce good results time after time, how much somebody can be depended on, right? And when I think about myself, man, do I want you to describe me as reliable? Yes, like all day, every day. That's what I would love, is for each of you to say, you know what? When I needed her, she was there. She was reliable for me, and I could count on her to make sure that, you know, everything's taken care of or whatever it may be, right? That's my hope that hopefully I can do. Now, I found a text message yesterday that was from January like 14th asking if I was available at 4 p.m. And I realized to that person I wasn't super reliable because I was 2 weeks and like 4 hours late, right? So I wasn't reliable to them, but man, I would really like to. So the quote that I found was, don't be reliable only when it's convenient, right? And the most attractive thing that I can think of is when someone does exactly what they said they're going to do, right? Like I absolutely love that. I would rather you under promise all day long, right? Like I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to do anything. I'd rather you tell me that than tell me all the great, incredible, wonderful things you're going to do. And then I'm disappointed, right? Nobody wants to have these expectations that are up here and then the results are, way, way low. So I'm going to zoom in on my notes because I don't have my glasses right here and I can't see them. But what I looked into today was, okay, how can I be more reliable? Oh, are you ready now? You want to go ahead?
No, you go, and I'll follow behind you.
Okay, perfect. So what can I do to be more reliable so that when you guys reach out to Andrea, you know that you can count on me and I'm actually going to answer and do the things that we can do. So first of all, only make commitments we can stick to, right? We all want, well, maybe you guys don't. I'll tell you, I do. I want to please everybody. I want to say yes to all the things that you say, can you help? Can you help? Can you help? And I want to say yes, 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 all day long. That's all I want to say. But guess what? If I say all those yeses, I'm going to drop a lot of balls and I'm going to let a lot of people down. So I have to try and I have to work really hard to only commit to the things that I absolutely know that I can. So that if I make that commitment, you know that I 100% am going to be there and I'm going to do it. And a great book, we've all talked about this one, Lisa TerKeurst, I highly recommend. I need to read it again. It's The Best Yes. Next, if I want to be reliable, I've got to be honest. Truthfulness is the key component to a reliable human. And the more honest I am with people, even when it doesn't necessarily feel good, right? I want to do those little white sugar coating lies that just everything's great. Sure, we can absolutely make that happen, whatever it may be, but then you won't be able to trust my word. So the more that we're trusted, the more people will feel comfortable and be able to rely on us. Next, I've got to be ready to help others out. So if I see somebody in need, I need to go fill it, right? So if I see a need, I've got to work really hard to fill that need in any way that I can. Next, I've got to have the mentality that I can improve. If I am always working to improve myself, to gain more skills, to improve my abilities, well, then that improves my ability to be reliable. If I don't know how to change a tire, which I don't, guys, so somebody teach me. I know how to YouTube how to change a tire, so I guess I could get there. But I don't know how to do it. So if you couldn't count on me right now to help you change a tire on the side of the road. So if I'm going to be more reliable, I've got to gain those skills so there's more places that people can rely on me. And next, I've got to be present. Have you ever been like kind of in a pickle and you're having maybe a tough time and you call your best friend on the phone and you're like, oh my gosh, and you want to share it, but they're busy. They've got 4 kids in the background and they're distracted and all of that. And it happens. But if people are calling us in those moments, we've got to absolutely be present so they know that they can count on us. And, I think about our kids. I saw this thing when they were itty bitty, right? And it was like, if your kids are talking to you about nonsense now, when they're 2 and 4 and 8, right? I think about the Minecraft years at the Rosser household, where I had to listen to like 80,000 conversations on how to build these imaginary worlds. But the goal is to listen then to the nonsense so that when they get older, they know we're reliable enough to listen to the real stuff. And that applies to all of our relationships, to be present in those conversations so people know that we are going to show up in the big stuff too. So with that, Coach, I'm going to hand it over to you. I'm not used to going first, so hopefully that
Well,
was
I'm sorry, guys, for being late this morning. I was on a corporate call. So, you know, one of the things I thought about when I thought about being reliable is, and reliability is, how many of us have had times, I know this is me, where I'm committed and I'm loyal until it gets tough, until it gets challenging. And it's, do I stay committed after that point? I can think about my health and I think about temptation. And before you know it, I'm drifting off and I'm having, Arlene, a couple of bowls of ice cream, right? And it's like, okay, if you've been on the coach's corner any amount of time, everybody knows I like ice cream. So my point is commitment means staying loyal to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you said it left you. Like it's like staying focused. I see people, and I have done this so many times, where I'm going to do this big, and in 3 weeks you can't find them. In 3 weeks, it's like, where are you at, guys? You're not getting on the calls. You drifted off, and it's like, it's reliability. I was committed, but the mood left me. The energy left me. And so I left, right? And so for me, what this word really brings to me is, I got to stay committed, not with just my words, with what, Dr. Bob? My actions. Actions. Like, look at people's actions over their words. I say this a lot because someone way smarter than me said it before to me and it made sense. Lead with the tongue in your shoes, not the tongue in your mouth. What does that mean? Pay more attention to their feet moving in the direction they're moving rather than the tongue of telling you what they're doing, right? And that to me, and I know, John, I'm glad you picked this word for the year because it really is good for me too, because I can really pat myself on the back in some areas of my life. But if I'm really critical and open up me, I go, ooh, Brent, you might have reliability here, but you're really struggling over here. Could be spiritually, could be relationships, could be profession, could be health. Like there's all kinds of pillars to be reliable in. But at the end of the day, what does our action look like? So if you're somebody here today and you're like, I want to go to the next level in my business. Well, Masaba, what did your actions show yesterday? Like if I got paid off my actions yesterday, what would I have paid myself? Same way with my health. Like I want to lose 15 pounds. Did my actions show yesterday that I want to lose 15 pounds? And that was the biggest thing I pulled out of this, John, this morning. I want to learn how to drive a John Deere tractor. Did my actions yesterday show, oh no, I watched Tombstone, the movie, all day? Well, that's probably not going to teach me how to drive a John Deere tractor. So what is my actions? Are they backing up what I want to have happen? Is more important and more reliable to myself than any other thing. So I'm going to leave with this, like, and people inherently value reliability. Like if I want to be a person of influence, be a person that is reliable. Because I'll tell you this, how many of us appreciate a good, reliable car? I thought about this morning. Do you go out this morning going, oh my goodness, I hope my car cranks? Or did you go out this morning and turn the key and expect it because your car is reliable? Now, I've had some cars that was not reliable and I had to hold my breath. Okay. Even at a red light, like I hope it stays running at this red light when it's parked or when it's in idle position. I remember that when I was 16 years old. What about mail? Do we kind of are like, I make a note, I put it in the mailbox and feel pretty confident it's going to get to the other side. When it doesn't, I'm really upset. Some of you are droppers on here. You put a box in the mail and you're like, oh yeah, it's going to get there. Like you feel pretty reliable or feel pretty that are going to the postal or wherever is going to get it to the other side. What about a cell phone text? You don't text and cross your fingers that it's going to get to Pat Ogden, right? But you know what? It's got to go through a lot of channels to get that text to Pat. But it's pretty reliable. It messes up sometimes, but pretty reliable. I want to be that person that I want to create that, hey, when I say I'm going to do something, I will lead with the actions. And I fell a lot, guys, at this. And I really need, I need to pray and I need to say, hey, I need to be a person that is more reliable to the people around me, but also to myself. So that was my thoughts this morning. This was actually, for me, an amazing word, John. Sorry I was a little bit late on the phone, but love you guys. I hope you have a great Tuesday out there, and we look forward to seeing you back tomorrow. We didn't see any birthdays, Andrea, so I don't think there was any out here today. Have a great one, guys.
Thank you guys. Love you
God
so
bless.
much. Have a beautiful
Love you guys.
Tuesday,
Travel.
Guys, have a great day.
Thanks for being reliable, John.
Bye.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.